wherever you are watching from, you are welcome on the Twittok. Twittok is going to be a show that we shall be hosting every single Sunday, 8 p.m. on Twittok television. And just like the name, we shall be discussing issues pertaining Twitter. We shall have terms like the twelebs, the influencers. If you know, you know. So the Twittok is entirely going to be rotating around Twitter. You need to be on Twitter. You need to know what Twitter means for you to understand or to follow the Twittok. It's going to be, like I said, every Sunday, 8 p.m. on Twittok television. And I am very glad that we are premiering it today, and I'm premiering it with a very big brand on Twitter, a very big tweleb on Twitter, Lone Child. Lone Child, you are welcome on the Twittok.
Thank you very much. I am glad to be here today, and I am very glad for your invite to be on the premiere of the Twittok. And I should say I'm a legend to have been the first
yes.
guest of this show. And yes, I'm ready to go on with today's show, and I'm ready to turn up the vibe on the Twittok show today.
Okay, thank you so much for finding time to be on this show. And guys, most probably he's going to be the host of the subsequent shows. I can reveal that.
Sure.
Alone.
Yes, please.
The viewers and those on Twitter and whoever is watching this show would want to first know who Lone Child is. I personally know Lone Child, you know, and I know he's a tweleb, but yeah. I don't know who Lone Child is. What do you have to say about yourself?
Lone Child, first of all, my real names are Murungi James. Yes, I'm a proud motor in Pakoyange Abala for all the Vatoros out there.
Pakoyawe Abala.
Yes.
Nyewa Amoti.
Amoti, yes, Amoti. Yes, those are my names, and AKA, or also known as Lone Child. Now, Lone Child is a brand name. It's a signature name. It's a name that originated from, because very many people ask me this question: why the name Lone Child?
Yes.
Why does it come from? Some people just think maybe it's
no. To me, it sounds like maybe you grew up without a family. Maybe you didn't have siblings, or you are alone somewhere.
Yeah, something connected to that. I am the only child.
Oh.
I do not have biological siblings. Yeah, so no step brothers and sisters, no nothing. So yeah, I'm a lone child. The way you can see a lone move, so I'm a lone child. So that's where the name of lone child originates from.
And that's rare in a Ugandan setting, you know?
Yeah, it's very rare. And what's interesting is that I still have both my parents.
Oh. Okay. They must have most probably maybe studied in the UK and they are
unless maybe they have kids that I don't know about.
you need to investigate.
I'll make research.
Okay, go ahead about yourself.
That's me. That's another thing you should know about me. I don't know. I'm like I told you, I'm a social media guy. I do social media influencing. I am also CEO Zion Adventures. Yes, it's a tours and travel company. We do both private and public trips. So yeah, basically I think that's me.
You must have some good money. CEOs have money, my friend.
Zion Adventures is a baby company, and it's still growing. We are looking right now. We are still in the investment stage of the business. We haven't yet started reaping our fruits. Yeah. So, but in the future, God willing, I believe Zion Adventures is going to greater heights.
And we are praying for you.
Yeah.
You seem to have something coming up. Would you talk about that?
Yes. As a CEO of Zion Adventures, I would love to tell you guys that on 11th of December, that's the next Saturday,
yes,
we are going to be having a trip to Seziwa Falls. It's going to be a one night and 2 days trip. That's 11th to 12th of December. It's only 100,000. I'm very sure most of you have seen it running on social medias, and maybe you've been asking, who are these guys? Yes, I'm the person behind it, and it's going to be 100,000. And The 100,000 covers your transport, selling disc on the bus. It covers your camping gear because you're going to camp at night. That is a tent and a mattress for you. We have campfire. We have it covers your entrance fees. It covers there's karaoke night. There is photography, videography, lots and lots of fun. It's really going to be a vibe. That's
You
all I
talk
can
about
tell you.
food.
For food, no, the food is going to be on the client.
Oh.
Yes, the food does not come with the 100,000. However, there will be service providers for the food.
Okay.
Yes, there will be service providers
On
for
board.
the food. On board.
Okay.
On board. Even at the place where we're going, there will be food. So once you feel hungry, you'll be able to access a place where to buy food from.
Okay,
Yes.
immediately after here, you have to see me for the advert fees. Don't forget that.
But I was supposed to talk about it even before I made the advert.
Okay, so we get into the conversation loan.
Yes.
I want us, because this is the first show, I want us to get into the basics of Twitter. And the basics include knowing what Twitter is. How do you define Twitter in your own terms as lone child?
Okay, in my own terms, Twitter, basically it's a social media app, but not just a social media app. To me, I look at Twitter as a very big or huge determinant as far as social media and social media influencing is concerned. When you look at Twitter and other social media apps, Twitter is a standout app, especially when you look at when they are looking at trends. When they are looking at trends, they always look at Twitter. When companies are looking for digital marketing platforms, they look at Twitter as their number one priority because it's a big determinant as far as social media is concerned. And I think most people should join Twitter. It's really, actually to me, I look at it as capital. I look at it as a source of social capital. If you're looking for social capital, you should join Twitter. To me, I've gained a lot from Twitter personally. Not just friends. I've gotten jobs. I've gotten gigs. I've gotten a lot of money that can even pay bills, money that can clear your rent, money that can, feed you for a month. So,
let's get into that. You see, Twitter kind of has its own terms. You talk of gigs and you want to feel like everyone understands. Not everyone does.
Yes.
So we get into, you talked about something called influencing.
True.
What is influencing on Twitter?
Influencing on Twitter. First of all, to be an influencer on Twitter, it's not all about the numbers. Some people could have numbers, huge numbers on Twitter.
In terms of following?
In terms of following,
Yes.
but they do not have the influence. Someone could have 100,000 followers and they couldn't even bring you 5 people to an event. They couldn't even bring you 5 or 10 sales when you give them a gig to push for you on social media. So influencing is all about building a relationship with your following, creating that kind of relationship, engaging with your followers so that they understand you and you understand them. It creates that kind of bond where it comes easy for you to influence. On Twitter, you could even have 5,000 followers, and I do have 100 or 50k or 70k followers, and you do have influence, more influence than me.
Okay, for those who don't know, gigs stands for, I think, business, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it stands for business.
For business.
It can be a job.
A job or something.
Yeah.
So how do you acquire these gigs? How do they get to you?
How do they get to us? Most of these gigs, first and foremost, before I go to how do we get these gigs, I would love to go to, as you're building your following, you must mind what you tweet. It's okay to have fun, to do banters, to, be a little bit crazy and make people laugh, but you have to have a limit to what you tweet, because this is what attracts people to approach you as a brand. As a brand, because when you grow your account on violence, abusing others, trying to put others down, body shaming, there is no brand that would want to associate with you.
Yes, exactly.
They would stay away from you. However, engagement, even if you get 2,000 likes and retweets, they will not want to come close to you. But you have to build your brand on good terms, on a clean sheet, so that you be able to attract these gigs to come in, because they want to associate with brands that are not going to contradict with their values. You know, like a brand to approach you, they must look at someone who's going to represent their values. So you must be clean to be able to
it's not just the numbers,
it's not just
a
the
brand
numbers.
chooses someone.
Yes. That's why you see sometimes people can be like, I have the following, but I don't see gigs coming. And then you see someone having 20k followers, you have 70k followers, and you're like, I have more followers than that guy. Why is it that I don't get gigs and that person gets gigs? It's because of how you've built your brand. If it is on violence, your chances of getting these social media gigs are very, very low. How do these gigs come? How do they come to you? Sometimes they can be direct messages.
Yes.
Maybe from the person who wants to give you the gig direct, someone can come to your DM or to your inbox. For those who don't know the meaning of DM, but DM means direct message.
Yes.
Yes, someone can come to your DM and like, you know what, Lone Child, I've seen you have a good engagement, you have a good influence on this app, and I think you can be able to represent my brand or push for me my product on this app. So that's when you go to the bargaining process. Sometimes that's one way. Sometimes it can be through a friend. They call them gig plugs.
Gig plugs.
Yeah, because let me say, for example, a digital marketing company can approach one influencer and they're like, you know what, we need a number of 20 influencers to run this campaign for a month. So it's now the gig plugs that look through which influencers are most suitable for this gig. So you get these gigs through friends. That's why it's good to create friends.
We get back to what you talked about earlier.
You get back to what I talked about earlier. When you build friends, when I have very many friends, when I have you as a friend, when you get a gig, you're like, oh, there is Lone Child. He has a big following and he has influence. Let me bring him on board. So that's how these gigs come in most of the times. So for those who want gigs, don't just sit back there. Make friends, engage. I know some
social
of you
capital.
Social capital. I would love to call it social capital. Sometimes capital does not have to be in monetary terms. It's the friends you chill with, you move with, and you hang out with. Those are the people that can bring you these opportunities as an influencer.
Okay, Lone Child, as we get into the end bit of this topic about Twitter and influencing and all that, the basics of Twitter. What are the payment modes or terms or conditions? How do these guys pay? Do they pay retweets? Do they pay likes? Do they pay? How is this payment made?
The payment depends on the KPIs. The KPIs.
What are the KPIs?
The KPIs are like the expectations. Let me say, for example, if someone tells you, I need 3 tweets per day. I need 3 tweets per day in the morning, afternoon, and evening. There's someone who will come and say, I need 10 tweets from you per day. There's someone who will say, I need you to run this campaign for a week, but 1 tweet per day. So the pricing differs according to the KPIs. Your boss or maybe the person that wants you to do this gig. For example, now you could find yourself earning 200,000 a day from a gig. And then there's another gig that might pay you 100,000 a week. It's because the gig that has 200,000 a day, the KPIs are different from that gig where you're earning 100,000 per week. The one of 100,000 per week could be 1 tweet per day, and maybe 2 tweets per day. Then the one for 1 day, it could be, they may ask you to give us 15 tweets a day.
Okay. Wherever you're watching from and whoever is watching, you are very welcome on the show. It's the Twittok, strictly Twitter. And we shall be having 2 parts in this show. The first one is that we learn the dynamics on Twitter, how to earn, especially that's my main objective, that we learn how to earn money on these, actually even other social media platforms. The second bit of it is where we go now to what has been trending on Twitter and talk about it and see why has it been trending and how, and what's the story behind it. Lone,
Yes.
you realize that Kanare Mugume, NBS an NBS investigative journalist, has been trending for some time, and most probably because of a video. You must have watched that video.
Yeah, I did watch
when a police officer opened for him.
True.
And he got out of the car, and you know what has been, the violence started there. And then what do you take of
actually
what happened?
When I saw that video, the person who posted this video was like, oh my god, Canary is a government official.
Yes.
But it's not, social media is something that you have to be very careful with. Not when you look at things that are posted on social media, you don't have to take them immediately.
Yes,
you don't
yes.
have to be gullible to take everything immediately when you see it on social media, because there is a lot of wrong information that can be put on social media, and so you have to be careful with what you tweet and how you perceive what you see on social media. I'm not going to say that Canary is a government official, because when I looked at the video, the car he was getting out from, I don't think it was his car. It could have been maybe a government official, maybe had a job for him, and maybe had an interview with him, and probably sent his bodyguard, go and pick for me Canary from this place. And definitely, as a bodyguard, when they bring you to your boss's place, that is going to open for you. Even if it was me, they would open for me. They wouldn't open for myself. The bodyguard, it's the bodyguard's work to make sure that the person who's inside that car is safe. So they will open for you. So that's how I perceived it.
Yeah, because you understand, Lon, that the next day a certain government official might call you for a gig.
True.
And the same thing will happen.
The same thing will happen.
And we will rush to
judge.
People
will run and be like,
yes.
Oh, that man there is now a government official. He's now working for the government. Yet actually you've gone there for totally different reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then we can leave that, the Canary story. We shall be following on Twitter to see. I don't think he has come up to say something about it.
No,
he's kept
he hasn't.
silent about it. I don't know whether he finds it not worth his engagement. True. Or probably he's still busy and he will get back to it. I don't know. As we conclude our show today, I want us to talk about Janzi Awards.
Oh.
And those guys should give us a gig. Yeah, we are talking about them and we are branding them.
They should give us some money.
They should give us some money on Overtalk Television.
True.
So what are Janzi Awards? I want us to speak to someone who is very blue about the whole idea. What is Janzi Awards?
Actually, for your information, I am part of the influencers that have been pushing these Janzi Awards that have been trending.
So you're
on
the right
social
guy
media.
to ask
Yes.
now. Yes.
Janzi Awards, it's actually the first of their kind. Like when you look at the Janzi Awards, they have over 90 awards to be given away, and for Janzi Awards, they have diversified. They have broadened these awards in a way that they are looking at awarding very many people that are in this creative industry.
What we call the sample space.
The sample space, yes, of this creative industry. Because when you look at that into music, poetry, writers, movie actors, musicians,
I saw kind of content creators,
videographers,
yes,
almost social media influencers. They have almost tackled every corner of this creative industry in Uganda to make sure that they encourage and inspire the youth, especially us, the youth that are in these fields, to even be better or work harder to get better in these fields.
When are the awards and where?
The awards are going to be on 11th of December. They're going to be at Serena Hotel.
Serena Hotel.
Yes,
so it's going to be a live awarding ceremony.
Yeah, it's going to be a live awarding, physical. It's going to be huge. Okay. It's going to be, I wish I would be there, but I would be having CEO duties to take care of
us. The trip.
Yeah. But it's going to be...
You can delegate me there.
True, as a representative.
Yes.
But it's going to be a very, very, very huge event. Really huge. It's going to be
who is behind Janzi Awards?
who is behind Janzi Awards, I'm not really sure. I will not lie to you. I've not really found out who is really behind Janzi Awards. All I know is that Silvio Worry is part of the team that came up with this initiative of coming up with the Janzi Awards. If you remember Silvio Worry,
yeah,
she used to be a fashion. She was into fashion. She left. Now she has also gone into the operations. She's a
big man I saw in some pictures. The Jazzy Awards.
Yes.
The General Salim Saleh. I saw him I don't know.
Yeah,
I
think he's also part of the founders of these awards. So basically, it's a very huge event. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be a great event. I wish I would attend, but unfortunately, I will not be there. So guys, good luck to all the nominees, and yes.
For example, what is going to be the biggest award in the Jazzy Awards?
The biggest
the one
award.
they call the biggest.
I would not say there is the biggest award, apart from maybe the. I don't think there is the biggest award in Jazzy. All awards are equal. They are all equal. Because when they say outstanding photograph of the year and maybe the male artist of the year, they're all going to get the same award. So these awards are equally heavy. So there is no big award.
Okay, thank you so much, our viewers. For those who have been watching, I remind you that every Sunday, 8 p.m., we shall be on YouTube, our YouTube channel, Novatalk Television, Facebook page, Novatalk Television, Twitter, Novatalk Television, Instagram, Novatalk Television. You can follow the conversation. Lon, just as we wrap up the show,
yes,
we have. I hear the word twelebs. What is twelebs? Tweleb or twelebs?
Tweleb is like a term used to describe people who are popular on Twitter, because I wouldn't. It's like those who are so known. Let me say, for example, you can see the likes of Laban, Caro Atwaide, Birunji Esther, Sos Garland. Very many Twelebs. People are really known on Yugaman, and very many others, Methia. So it's like a term used to describe someone who's famous on Twitter as a Tweleb, more like a celebrity. So yeah. Okay,
the reason I asked him about the Twelebs is because we shall be hosting the Twelebs on this show to discuss what is happening on Twitter and what is going on and around. And he is going to be the host of this show. I'm just sitting in for him for the premiere. He's going to be the host.
True.
See you next week on the same show,
same time.
Twittok, same time. Bye bye.
Peace.